Hey guys, we're back, and in today's videos, I have a special, not tutorial, but a guide of how to go through the Festival of Battles without losing your mind. So, we have a few talking points. We have the correct units, which units you should be using, bad units, units you should not be using, team building strategies, items, support memories, stacking priority, avoiding losing to charge count, when to transform, when to use certain actives, okay? Or active skills. So we're going to talk about all of that today. So first, let's start with the correct units to use. Generally, the units you want to use for festival are obviously units that stack, right? You don't want to just use any unit. You don't want to just take in your favorite unit and decide that, hey, this is my favorite unit. I'm going to take him into festival. Of course, if your favorite unit is one of the ones I have pulled up, then yeah, obviously, right? But the correct units you should be using are units that mainly stack attack and defense together. Or if we go down a little bit, you can also choose units that mainly stack attack. Stacking defense is good, but towards the end of festival, you want to be doing more damage than defending. Obviously, you also want to defend because at the end of festival, the units hit like a truck. So obviously, you don't want to lose to just like a 27 million super at the end of festival after wasting all that time. So I've pulled up subunits here that we can take a look at, and we'll talk a little bit about them. So first I have, the obvious ones, right? Like these, the Gokus, the Vegetas, the Rosés, the Goku and Trunks, or Vegeta and Trunks, so on and so forth. So this guy is one of the most important assets to beating Festival. Now, you don't need him with the existence of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You don't really need this guy anymore, but again, he's a very good support because he supports Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and he gives them 50% defense. And early on, he dodges, which you don't really need because early on in the event, the units, they don't really hit hard. So if we look at the event here, we can see that the beginning units don't really hit hard. They're weak. They have low HP, low defense, low damage reduction, so on and so forth. This is one of the reasons why Festival is also a little bit hard, is because of these early on units die really fast. So this guy's a great pick. We'll go into this later, but he transforms into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where his support is even better because he starts supporting Giant Ape power, right? And he starts giving damage reduction. He's guarding. He's also stacking, right? Stacking attack and defense. And you may say that stacking 20% attack and defense, because this is 20% attack and defense, is not good, right? You may say that, but again, you have to remember that this is a 50 phase fight, and you will be getting to numbers that will be good enough to tank back here. Also, at the end, it becomes a lot easier to know where the supers are, right? So him, obviously, he stacks very good. These two, this is like the most cliche picks ever, because these are the units that these were the first units to release with Festival, right? The 10th anniversary units, right? Because you can switch in between them to either stack attack or defense, right? We also have what I think is currently the best unit for Festival, and again, we'll get into it later. But these guys, him and Gogeta being a lesser option, right, than him, simply because Gogeta down here, once you transform into Gogeta, you're getting Scouter and you're getting Nullification here. Whereas for Gogeta here, or Goku and Vegeta, you're not really getting that. You're only getting rainbow key spheres being made, and he just dodges, right? This is just a dodge unit. There's no nullification. There's no they don't tell you where the super attack is. And then we have these three. This one being possibly contending for the best festival unit, simply because of their EZA made them extremely valuable. Because of this, they help units who don't stack. They help them stack, right? Again, do not fall victim to this line here, units who do not stack will still not be capable, even with this. They will still not be capable to perform the same way these stacking units do, even if they have this, right? This becomes valuable when you already have a stacking unit, a unit that already stacks. This just makes it better. Again, you can try your whatever characters you want. You can do whatever you want, right? So this is a very good pick. Rose here, because again he stacks attack, right? And at the end, his active skill becomes explosive with him and Zamasu. If somehow you get under 70% health, or 60% health actually, which is 70% would have been better. He heals you, and he does tremendous damage. So he's a good pick too. Goku here, honestly, this is I think like the most important pick. Okay, next to Gogeta, I think this is the most important character to pick because of the active skill. But again, we'll get into that later. Gogeta here, he doesn't stack or any of that, but this guy is he's just good. Like the fact that he gets 400% defense when he's supered is really good. Okay, this is very valuable considering he also has 50% damage reduction and guard. Now, I am not sure if he can tank that 27 million supers at the end, but I can tell you this, that his active skill makes him very valuable. Okay. And now we have like the TURs, right? Obviously, LRs who stack are going to decimate this event. They're going to absolutely obliterate every single phase in this event. But then you have units like Hit. Now, Hit stacks attack and defense regularly in his normal form before transforming, but then when he transforms, he greatly stacks, which is very good because his active skill will hit very hard if he's stacking. We have the girls. I think the girls are like the fourth best option or something. You're like something like they're very, very good. They greatly stack attack and defense, and they stack fast. They stack so fast. It's honestly really, really impressive. And then you have like these two, right? He greatly stacks attack, which is good. Okay, so remember I told you the most important thing at the end is attack. You want to have really, really high attack at the end, because if we go to Gogeta here, well, actually this phase, all like these last four characters or these last two phases, look at this: 800 million, 2 billion, and 2 billion, and look how hard they're hitting, bro. They're hitting very hard. Okay, so you wanna get a unit that is good with defense, but is also good with attack. The other unit, also Vegeta here, he also stacks attack and defense. He guards. I'm pretty sure he doesn't stack after he transforms, but he guards with little damage reduction, not really a lot. Now let's talk about the bad units. So I have an example of some bad units here. So units that are bad to take into this are units who only stack defense, or are just not naturally good or inherently good to begin with, but still stack, right? So for example, you have these two units, the 8th anniversary headliners. Yes, he stacks attack and he stacks defense, but they're not good. Okay, they're not good in there. They will absolutely get decimated even early on. Like, yeah, this guy's a little bit better because he does stack attack, but he has absolutely no defensive abilities. Like, 50% damage reduction, that will do absolutely nothing. And this guy only builds up crit and he stacks defense. This guy will not help you whatsoever. He will not do any damage whatsoever. This unit is just horrible. Please do not take this unit. And even he does stack attack and defense, but they do it very slowly, and their kit is just not good enough. And Vegito here at the end, he will not do enough damage at the end. This unit, he stacks defense only. I wish he stacked attack. He would have been really, really good, especially because he counters, right? He's a counter unit, but again, he doesn't stack so attack. So please do not take him into the event. This guy stacks both attack and defense, but he's just very weak inherently, weak kit. And then finally, we have something like this. Again, it's crazy that like 4 of the bad ones to take are all Vegito units. Like, this is crazy. Now let's get into team building. So here I have pulled up a team that I've used. This is actually my first time beating Festival. Surprisingly, I tried it before and I never beat it. It took me Again, 8 hours. Please do not judge. I slept between the runs, so I was very tired. So I just went to sleep. So we see here team building, right? Now we see here we got the tech Goku and Vegeta, which fuse into Vegito, AGL Vegito. We have the Blue Boys. We have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. We have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then we have the AGL Vegeta and Goku who fuse into Gogeta, and you can see the friend unit is a Gogeta. Now, just to explain why I brought a second Vegeta as the friend unit, the main purpose of these two, Vegeta, the Vegito and the Gogeta, is to allow you to do enough damage at the end to completely decimate the Gogeta and the Vegito enemies, these guys here. This is why you bring them, right? They will absolutely decimate these guys. There's not even a chance. Obviously, Vegito will be better, but the value that Gogeta offers is so high that if you want to win, like you can do this itemless. Like you can do a non-item run with this team and you'll win. Like I use an item just because come on, after like 3 hours or something, I wasn't confident that the units can tank, but it doesn't matter. This is a team you can use to no item this run, right? To no item this event. So I brought two of him because just two of the Gogetas will be better than the Vegito. But inherently the Vegito is better because of the amount of damage he does, right? So if we pull up the Vegito here, right? Now imagine you're stacking this guy with let's say 25 turns of stacked attack will do so much damage. Like it's ridiculous, right? I'm pretty sure I can actually pull this up here. Like look at how much damage he does here. So we have the Vegito, right? Look at, oh wait, hold on. Let me pull up. Let me go back to the beginning. All right, here we go. I started recording halfway through his health bar. 68 million counters. This is ridiculous, by the way. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? 72. It's going up by 4 million. All right, here's Gogeta with 70 million. Again, he does very good damage if you stack them right. So he does. Can I speed this up actually? Yeah. So let's do 1.5. So 63. It looks weaker because he was 24k and now he's doing 12k. That's why. So look at the damn. I mean, it doesn't look like he's taking much off the bar, but this is with Vegito. This is with Gogeta's activated. All right, come on, buddy. 76 million, and now Gogeta does his thing. All right, here we go. Look at this, 80 million. Look how much damage he's doing. So 85 million counter. Okay, 85 million. All right, this guy's just too good. Like if you genuinely want to beat the event with no trouble whatsoever, you take these units in. Okay. Again here, the active skill. Wait, sorry. The active skill here is just too valuable. Like, where is it? Like this, 54% attack and defense for all units, and he creates rainbow key spheres. Right, this is too valuable. And he's he can tank. Like for every rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets 5% damage reduction, which is 25. With his 60, it's 85% damage reduction with guard, and all of this defense. Like he foresees they support too. Like these units are ridiculous. All right. Obviously now the Gogeta here is, bro. This Gogeta, the amount of counters he does at the end, the amount of damage he does with his counters is crazy, right? Yes. So you want to build your team in a way that will not only help you stack, but all right. So these, and you also want to master your rotations. You want to know which rotations to run and what units to float off, which again, we will get into it after in a little bit. So the team here is composed of the supporting unit, which is the Gogetas, and then the main damage unit for the end. Everyone else is good. These two right here offer you more value than these two, if not like maybe a little bit less, again, because at the end is the hardest. But the Daima phase, these two absolutely decimate the Daima phase. This is the hardest phase. This is like the hardest battle of both of them. After you get through this, you probably like a 95% chance you will win, right? When you get here, it's like a 50% chance. This is like when you get here, this is the biggest hurdle of the entire event. This is where you want to save your active skills, your transformations, blah, 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 which again, we will get into. So team building, you want to build your team cohesively. You want to have units that work together. For example, the GT units, right? The future, this Goku here, he links up very well with this Goku or the other Goku if you tag into the other Goku here. And Gogeta was a floater for me, so I just floated him to do extra damage at the end to beat the charge count, which again, we will get into it. So that was the team building. Just, you know, try out team. I mean, I'm not going to say try it out because you can't really test anything, but if you want to beat it for the first time, take this team in. All right, now for items. Now, the items you want to use are these. So, I think the most valuable item to use with this event is the Bulma item. She gives 25% attack to all units for 5 turns. Now, when I reached, let me pull this up. When I reached about here, this is where I popped that Bulma item, okay? This is where you use the Bulma item. Other items you can use are like the nuking items. You can use a Whis if you're scared you're going to die. I wouldn't recommend bringing in a healing item because these units will have very, very high defense that you will just heal by collecting same color orbs. So again, do not bring in healing items because you will heal just naturally as you're going by. Also, the fusions will heal you. These, you know, once you fuse into like Gogeta and Vegeta. Do you know who else? Sorry. Oh, I definitely forgot. This guy recovers HP when HP goes under 44%. So he will be a very, very good healer. And again, like I said, you'll just naturally heal once you are collecting just same color orbs. All right, so let's talk about support memories. So I think the most valuable support memories are these two. Goku and Chi-Chi's interview, which gives bond of parent and child, category allies, attack and defense, plus 10% in battle, right? So every unit that I have here is on that category. So they will get that 10%. When I went in for the second run of what's it called, Festival, I used this item, only gives power beyond Super Saiyans, 20% attack and defense. Which will just hit these 4 right here, the Super Saiyan 4s and the Vegeta and the Goku, the blue Goku and Vegeta. Now let me tell you, when I used that item, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was doing so much damage. It was honestly unbelievable. I am pretty sure I hit over 200 million attack stat with this Gogeta. And mind you, he counters, and his counter will do so much damage, and I coupled it with the Bulma item too. So this support memory, don't sleep on it. Although it does not hit the entire team, do not sleep on it. But if you want a support memory that hits the whole team, this is what you want. All right, now let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff. Stacking priority. All right, stacking priority at the beginning is going to be, you have to be very picky. You have to know exactly who to stack from phase 1 until phase none, okay? Like phase 1 to phase 50. The unit you want to stack, or the units you want to stack, are the following. These two right here, the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Vegito, make sure without fail that you do not get them off rotation. Do not float them off. Again, do not float them off. These two are your damage killers. These two are the ones who will damage every single unit in existence, okay? You want to stack this unit from turn 1. Please, for God's sake, stack this unit from turn 1. Stack these from turn 1. Do not float them off no matter what happens. This event does not lock. It doesn't seal. It doesn't do anything. The only thing you're trying to get by, or the only thing you're trying to beat, are the charge counts. Well, again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for God's sake, do not float these off. And always have him linked up with him or the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Again, I'm going to say him. He's the best one to link with purely because of this. He does, like, when you transform into Gogeta here, he doesn't just have the 77% damage reduction, he has 87% damage reduction. And he's also building up damage reduction with each key sphere, with each rainbow. So he's always getting, with one rainbow key spheres, he's always going to have 20% damage reduction. Plus his humongous defensive stacking will make him very tanky at the end. But please, for God's sake, do not float these two off. Do not float them off at all. From turn 1, make them your priority to stack. Okay? Start stacking with this guy. Now, with this guy, you want to stack attack first, okay? Because anyway, regardless, you're going to have him for, 2 turns, right? You're going to have him for, 2. I mean, if he starts in like slot 7, you'll have him for 1 turn. But start stacking attack at the beginning. Actually, no, sorry, I'm wrong. Because of how weak the units are, I would recommend stacking defense first for so the way I do it is that I look to see how many supers each unit performed, or how many super each unit performed. So I try to do an equal amount of supers between the attack unit, like the 2 units in the attack unit. For example, I will do 10 stacks with this guy, and then I'll switch, and then I'll do 10 stacks with this guy. But the one thing you want to keep in mind, you want to be smart about this. These units in the beginning are weak, okay? Once you start getting deep into the event, like I always lose here. I lost here multiple times. Once you start to get deeper and they start to have more health, you want to be smart on who to attack with, okay? Once you get past Zamasu, I think, like from here, all the way back here, like from Gogeta to the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta here, you want to be careful on who's attacking. If you have a unit who's weak, you will most likely lose to charge counts because you have not done enough damage. So that's why I also say you can stack attack in the beginning or stack defense. Just make sure you have a unit that is doing damage just upright. This is why I have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here, because he just does damage. Like, he attacks a million times. I mean, we can pull him up. Where is he? Sorry. Okay, here he is. Like, this guy just attacks for a living. Like, you will have this active, by the way, so don't worry. So he just crits straight up. He's supporting for 4 turns. He launches additional super here. He can launch additional super here, right? So he can, attack or attack 4 times, right? Turn 1, he can attack like 5 times or something. But you want to prioritize units that can do damage in the beginning. I'm sorry, not prioritize, but like prioritize units that can stack defense and do damage at the same time. You don't want to lose here. Whatever you do not lose in this event. And whatever you do not activate any active skills, do not transform, do not use items, do not do anything but attack in this, the first half of the fight. Once you get past Zamasu, now you get 6 charge counts, which are 2 turns. So you'll have a little bit of wiggle room, but again, be careful, because if your units do not do enough damage, you will lose, okay? So yeah, stack in priority. You want to stack these 3 first, okay? And then the next person that takes priority is obviously you want to, I would stack defense with this guy, because he's not going to be your damaging unit, right? Gogeta is not going to be your damaging unit at the end. It's going to be Vegito. So I would stack defense with him. But again, always keep in mind that when you are stacking defense, that your attack will be weak. So keep in mind the beginning of who to stack defense with and who to stack attack with, so you do not lose to charge counts. These guys also take up the priority next. Stacking them is very good. Again, their active skill is going to become very explosive at the end. So stack with them too. They will heal you. Like a lot. They create rainbow key spheres, so they're very good for neighboring units, because a lot of the some of the problems here, besides like charge counts and how much damage they do at the end, is key. A lot of the times I lost because I could not gather enough key for units to activate like certain parts of their passive, right? Like, for example, in the beginning, before I transformed with this guy, I lost a run because I simply could not get this, right? They were simply not critting. They will not, giving me additional supers. So again, having a rainbow key changer, or someone who creates rainbow key spheres, is going to be very good for the run. Okay, so that was stacking priority. To summarize, the units you want to stack first are your most damaging units. These guys. right? This guy, you're only stacking him because you want to link him up with the Gogeta and you don't want him to die, right? These guys you want to stack. And then everyone else you can really stack. Just if you're running him, he has to be on one of your main rotations, right? Your off rotation or something. He has to be on your off rotation in slot 1 always. Don't ever float him off. So when it comes to the other units, like for example this unit, I will stack him next to Vegeta, next to this unit, sorry, just to get him up to the point where you can decimate the Daima phase. And again, we'll get there. So you want to stack him as well, alongside this Vegeta, this Goku. So your 2 rotations are going to have the Super Saiyan 4s stacking, and then the floating unit who will also stack. And then your second rotation will have Vegito and this, oh, god damn it, with this guy, this stack. All right, so that was stacking priority. Let's go on how to avoid losing to charge counts. So losing to charge counts is probably the most frustrating thing ever, but you know, it's not that bad because you usually lose to charge counts in the beginning. Let me tell you something. My last run, I lost to charge counts here, bro. I lost to charge counts at Goku, bro, because my units did not do enough damage. So this is where like also stacking priority comes into play. You want to know how to stack your units, or which units to stack over the others, because you just want it, like key becomes so important at the end of the year that this unit becomes really, really valuable, again, because they're creating rainbow key spheres. So be careful of your charge counts. Watch your charge counts. Give priority to units like Orb-Rise. Give them to units who will give you the most damage. If it comes down to it, you can skip a stack to simply give someone else keys or key spheres to just do enough damage to get you to the next phase. So do not choose stacking over beating the charge count, because you will lose, dog. Like you can stack whoever you want, you will lose. It doesn't matter, right? Which is again another reason why people don't like this event, is because the charge counts make it so difficult and frustrating. Once you're deep into the event, like 3 hours in, and you lose here, it's very frustrating. So again, be careful of who you give stacking to and who you give key orbs to. Do not prioritize stacking over giving like a damaging unit key. Like if I come down to it, do I give him a stack? Or sorry, do I give them a stack, or do I give him the key? I'm giving him the key because he can give me that damage, okay? So that's a small segment. Let's move on to when to transform, okay? Now, transforming is probably one of the things that will get you through this event. Do you transform here? Nope. Do you transform here? Nope. Do you transform here? Do you transform here? Absolutely no, my friend. All right. You want to transform closer to the end of the event. Like with them, I will stack them for 50 to 60 turns. I don't care. They're not taking damage at the end, and they're already doing enough damage with this guy next to them, and this guy is also doing enough damage, right? Also, when to transform him, he's out also like a very, very important unit to transform. Sometimes it's rare, but sometimes it happens where the beginning units will do enough damage that will get you under the health condition for this guy to transform. So I will sometimes transform him against the Trunks or the... Do not transform him here, because this is 3 charge counts and you probably will lose, because if he doesn't do enough damage to the Goku or Vegeta. Okay, so don't transform him in this phase. The safest option to transform him is here. If you want to go for the safest option to transform your Super Saiyan 4 Goku, it's against the Zamasu. Or somehow if you just take damage by the time you get to Janemba, do it here. But again, it's a lot riskier to do it in the beginning than doing it with Zamasu. Okay? So be smart about it. Do not just, you know, impulsively, or if that's even more, impulsively transform your units just to prioritize stacking. This event will take you to 80 turns, so it's okay if you lose out on 2, 3, 4, or even 5 stacks. That's fine. Okay. So lastly, when to use certain active skills. Okay, and this is one of the most important ones, because using active skills is what it's gonna get you through the last 2 phases. It's what's gonna get you through the last 3 phases, sorry, okay? This guy's active skill, by the time you get to like Daima, his active skill is so valuable that you probably will need to use it. Or with the existence of this guy, hold on guys, let me just do a little bit of cleaning here. All right, so with the existence of this unit, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's active can be saved until the end. Okay, before this unit came out, you would have to use it here, okay, because the Vegeta's counters are unfortunately not enough to just straight out kill one of them to start with. It's just not enough, okay? Now with this guy in existence, one of the reasons why you want to prioritize raising his attack or stacking with him is because once you get here, this Vegeta, sorry, hold on. Sometimes it just doesn't load properly. The amount of damage this Vegeta does in slot 3 is unmatchable. No unit on your team will do so much damage like this guy's active as this guy. No one will exceed the amount of damage this active skill does this far into the fight. I kid you not. I have a clip of this guy's just completely decimating Glorio. Like, no chance Glorio was surviving this. And let me pull it up. All right, so I have here the Vegeta in slot 3. Glorio's right here. Now I have these two. So this was my first run. My second run, I happened to line them up again like this, right? Because they're both giving attack support to him. So, and I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if I had Bulma active or not, but watch what happens. Gone. Absolutely gone. No chance, dog. The amount of damage this guy offers at the end, at the Daima phase, is unmatchable. So you can activate this and hopefully get a counter by Gogeta against the Goku or something, and then Gogeta will just absolutely decimate Goku. Then when you get to here, this is where you start to activate your fusions. This is where you start using these guys. I think I closed them, but it's fine. I can open them up here. This is where you start using these behemoth of a characters, right? Gogeta here. So this is where I transform my first Gogeta. Again, remember, you have two. You take one of them and you transform them against this Gogeta alongside the Vegito here, right? So you have these two. You use the Gogeta's active skill alongside this guy. You do not use his active skill just yet. This guy's purpose is to just decimate the enemy Gogeta. I mean, the enemy Vegito. So you activate the active skill of AGL Gogeta, and then you just put this guy in the slot that has more attacks, and you pray. Okay? You pray this guy crits. And most of the time, 99% of the time, you will absolutely decimate the Gogeta phase. Then, once you get into this phase, this is where you transform the second Gogeta, and you use his active, and you use this guy's active skill. Then this guy will absolutely decimate the event, and feel free to use the Bulma item. All right, you have access to the Bulma items. Feel free to use the Bulma item here, because again, you're using the damaging item to just get through the event faster, which is fine. There's no statement, there is no law book, there is no policy that says you cannot use items. The devs themselves encourage you to use items in the game. Okay, the devs themselves encourage you to use items. So do not cheat yourself out of a win because you just feel too proud to use an item. Use the item. No one will blame you. You will still do the missions. If there's a mission that says beat it without items, now you can take this. Oh, I'm saying, like, I can see you guys can take this team in to beat it with no items. I'm pretty sure I did not need to use the Whis, and I'm pretty sure my units were fine, but I just wasn't confident enough. Now, mind you, with items, it will be a little bit risky because if you die, you're dead, right? Now, closing remarks. A lot of people, they just hate this event simply because it takes too much time. Simply because it's just too long. You guys don't have to sit for 3 hours with your face in your phone for 3 hours to do this event. You don't need to do that. You can literally look at this. You can literally do the rotations, put your phone down, go take a dookie, and come back. Do another rotation. Go get a cup of water. Come back. Do the other rotation. Play, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, or something. Which, by the way, I'm doing a Final Fantasy run for the first time ever. First time of me playing Final Fantasy ever in my life of everness. On the other channel. This is my second channel where I do Dokkan, but on the other channel, you can go watch Final Fantasy, which I'll have it linked down below. So, again, you don't have to sit down for 3 hours and do the event forever. You really don't. Nobody's asking you to do that. Open the event, choose your rotations correctly, set your rotations up, and just literally all you're doing, dog, is you're moving one unit to the floating slot, getting orbs, set your phone down. It's gonna be like a whole minute and a half before you even get to the next rotation. And if you're feeling a little bit witty, you can set it on auto. But I take no responsibility. I take no, nothing. I take no accountability to anything that happens if you just put on auto in festival. So that is the most extensive, probably, guide to festival you will find on the internet. Okay. And I hope you guys enjoy. This will help. I'm going to be editing for a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you have any questions, either tag me on Twitter, right? So go follow me on Twitter, right here. Go follow me on Twitter, or just comment. Oh my God, you guys can't see my screen. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm a certified hater, right? Or just comment down below if you have any questions. You can DM me or whatever. But that is all that I have today. If you liked what you saw, then you like what you saw, leave a like, subscribe. And if you didn't, then you probably don't know how to beat festival. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.